trolls.
Bilbo's encounter with the three trolls, William, Bert and Tom, is one of the most iconic passages from the book. And it was something we were really looking forward to bringing to the screen.
Look, Frodo, it's Mr. Bilbo's trolls.
We have actually seen these trolls before. They are in The Lord of the Rings. They're stone, but in The Hobbit we see them flesh and blood.
We're in Trollshaw now. This is where the dwarves confront the trolls to try and get their ponies back, and a battle ensues.
Our dwarfs fight characters that don't exist actually, which will be eventually CG characters. That was an interesting problem. We didn't want the guys just flailing around in air, so we built legs. Our stunt guys, they'd actually be on set moving around like a troll leg.
We had to just charge into this troll leg. I don't know how many times we do.
Good, let's do another one. Reset.
That was probably one of the physically hardest days I had.
I suppose now's a bad time to ask to go to the toilet.
Biffa ends up clutching onto a troll's leg and head-butting into the troll.
When it came time to cast the trolls, we actually thought, well, you know what, we've got three great actors in our group of dwarves. And so William Kershaw, Mark Hadlow and Peter Hamilton, we decided to rope them in for dual duty.
We will be completely digitally created, and that involves motion capture, which is a whole other world.
Just across the way we have 2 motion capture studios, and in those studios we can actually see our creature on monitors performing in front of us.
Try without putting your feet up so high.
There were 3-4 days on the mocap studio, and we had a tremendous time there, just being in our grey suits.
If the arms are like wrecking balls, that will affect the forward motion.
Andy Serkis came in. First thing he said was, what injuries have these characters got? You know, what do they bring with them?
My troll is like really down here like that, and he walks like that.
We started to work on how they physically interrelate with each other. If they were to have a fight with each other, who would grab who, where, who would punch who, and the dynamics of the group.
Bert's the chef, he's very fussy about his food. He's quite a good cook, but the boys don't like it because all he ever cooks is mutton and human.
Are we having horse tonight or what? Shut your cake hole.
We decided that I'd end up being the one that got slapped around a bit by the others, you know, so I'd get a whack.
William sees himself as the leader of the group and has got a less well-developed sense of humour compared to his mates.
The whole thing with the technology really is to do with taking as much of what the actor does and trying to use every subtlety. Directing is partly the same really, apart from the fact that the actors look rather silly. I mean, who would want to walk around all day with a camera pointed right at their nose?
Motion capture is a really good first step for getting the trolls animated. Using that data, we can bring it all into the animation system, and then the animators just started kind of adding weight to those motions. You know, if there was 3 hops, we just made it 2, because they are these big, lumbering, kind of 4-metre high creatures.
The creature department at WED is responsible for making the muscles move and the fat jiggle.
With the skin textures, we felt like these guys were outside a lot, and so we wanted their skin to feel quite dry and kind of leathery. And so we used some pieces of leather that had this really cool kind of patterns and stuff.
The next big challenge was getting the facial animation to look convincing. Up until now, the trolls in Middle-earth had all been voiceless creatures. But William, Bert and Tom have whole conversations.
There's small burglar hobbits round these parts. Might be enough for a pie.
And then from there, everything kind of comes together until finally what you see on the final result is that we've brought this creature to life.
Hold his toes over the fire. Make him squeal.
So the troll show sequence was roughly 200 shots. We have been working on it about a year.
And this is Nori's new arc. What we tried was having him come closer to camera, which
he goes higher,
yeah.
One thing that was hilarious is that we were fighting ourselves. We were playing dwarves, attacking ourselves as trolls. I'm hacking one of my own knees. You can't beat that. That's the pinnacle of my career.
I think Mark Hadlow gets to actually hit himself quite hard.
Dory sees Bert with a certain part of his anatomy dangling down and right up the old Kathunka. Bert gets done by Dory.
It's more than fun, it's incredible. Everybody should be a troll.
The dawn will take you all!